Throughout our history, the United States, like no other nation in the world, has honored and memorialized those who have fought and died to protect our way of life. This is who we are. But of all that we bestow upon those who have paid the ultimate price, there is to those who have fallen no greater tribute, no greater honor that we could bestow upon them than committing ourselves wholeheartedly, as individuals and as a nation, to their families, who must live on and suffer the pain and anguish long after the flags are put away. One organization in America is solely devoted to doing just that, reaching out on behalf of a grateful nation, every day and every night, to thousands of suffering families left behind and left alone to quietly piece their lives back together. That organization is called TAPS, the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, and since 1994, TAPS has stood side by side with tens of thousands of individuals who are suffering the grief and trauma of losing a loved one in service to our country.
In America, we've had emotional support organizations for decades, for firefighters, for law enforcement officers, for every type of specific death, from drunk driver accidents to cancer losses. What we haven't had, believe it or not, was a support organization for military families, a place where those who are affected by a death in the armed forces can come together and help each other heal because they understand the unique aspects of a military loss.
Then an organization like TAPS, which meets needs that are probably the most challenging needs and helps those grieving families move on with their lives, and in many ways serves the nation because it does so much for these very special families.
The effectiveness of TAPS is due largely to the fact that almost all of the TAPS staff and volunteers have themselves lost a loved one in the armed forces. They have experienced the cycle of grief firsthand. At the heart of TAPS is the Peer Mentor Support Network, survivors who have been trained and are willing to offer support to other survivors who are more recently bereaved.
I have met a lot of wonderful people that I know I can call at any time, and they will be there for me. And we can talk about so many things and share experiences. And those experiences give me so much hope.
When a call comes in to the TAPS nationwide call center or online chat room, they can respond immediately by connecting the loved one with an experienced, trained mentor, far enough along in their personal healing journey and ready and willing to help, provide care, and invite them into the TAPS family for long-term support.
The TAPS chat has really helped me out. I think the TAPS chat was the link that I needed to other parents, spouses, different people who had been there before me, and they were still making it. And that's what I needed. I needed to know that you actually could survive past the death of your child.
The work of TAPS with surviving families is year-round, with regional seminars and camps, mentor training, our nationwide network of support groups and services, our online community and toll-free help and information line, the quarterly TAPS Survivor magazine, and a host of educational reading materials. No matter what the year, no matter whether at war or peace, the men and women of our armed forces are on guard, ready to bear any burden in defense of our nation and the cause of freedom around the world. Their families bear that burden as well. As Americans, we owe our deepest gratitude to those who gave their very lives for all that we hold dear. As Americans, we owe their families our undying love, compassion, care, and support as they embark on a long, lonely, and difficult personal journey and face a vastly different future than they ever expected. Reaching out to these survivors is the greatest tribute one could pay to those who have died in service to America. That's what TAPS is all about.